I thought that a valiant effort for my group. Sometimes in coaching, they kind of drive me nuts because if we had this fight last game, then we may have been able to split this weekend, in my opinion. But still a lot of growing pains, but right now first of all, February is a tough month for any collegiate basketball player. I think a lot of people forget that these kids have been going probably since, June. And so when you get to February, it's all about resilience and toughness and grit. And when Texas A&M needed it, they got it from some special players. And so I thought that was the difference in the game. And but I thought that there were also some good things that we can build on for the future.
I mean, turnovers were an issue again in the third quarter. It looked a lot like the third quarter on Thursday.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna have to face our fears. I mean, that's the word on us. We can't handle pressure, and so we have to be able to handle pressure. This time, I thought we were able to catch ourselves a little bit, but we went on a run where we didn't score, and then we didn't get stops. And as you can see, they scored 18 to our 6. I also thought we got a little bit of stagnant in the third quarter. Our spacing was horrific. We didn't share the ball because that's just a toughness thing. Like my group is always waiting for someone else to do it, and instead of understanding that they have to do it together. And that's something that we'll have to build on. But, I mean, games are not getting any easier. The next team we're getting ready to play is ranked, and they're big. And, I think personally some of these games, like you have to be realistic to know that some of these games are lost in April, May, June, and July recruiting. I mean, they had a pro, and she came with it, whether it was from the free throw line or from the field.
I know she ended up at the line 17 times, but
Yeah.
is there anything as a team that you guys can do to kind of make smaller the gap in free throws? 23 made for them, 8 for y'all.
Yeah, I mean, we got to stop fouling. That's something that we have preached. And, I mean, that's a discipline thing. And right now we're showing a level of immaturity when you can't just not do it. A lot of times it's just lack of discipline. There's no other word that you can give it but that, because and we've been watching it. So the only thing I'm going to do is keep showing them, because I promise you, every time I come at the end of the game and I look at the box score, if you cut their free throws in half, then it's a different game. Like, that's frustrating because I feel like we could control some of those things. Now, I thought that she was great with getting to the basket and creating some of those. I mean, she's a special player like that. But it is definitely an issue because this is not our first game where it's been like this. So we have to get more discipline.
Talked about looking for some of the positives in this.
Yeah.
It seemed like Jalea had maybe her best offensive day of the year.
Well, Jalea is good for us when she's active, when she moves, when she gets stagnant, and that's our whole team. Like, we don't have to run plays for our team to, like, specific quick hits. I run those for, like, if I need Drake to get a bucket or Crystal, but the rest of our team can score out of our offense. But when their activity level is low, when they don't do the little things like set a screen, go, cut, pop, hunt shots, when they get opportunities, then they don't get anything. And one thing we've talked to Jalea about is looking for opportunities to score within our offense. And I thought she did that, and I thought we did a good job finding her, and that helped us.
Thursday, we talked about you maybe bringing Crystal off the bench to kind of do something to jumpstart, and you did that today, but I'd say a lot of the game she didn't really look like herself. Do you think that was part of coming off the bench, or just
I just think that's just her. I mean, Crystal has to just get out of her own way. It's nothing. I mean, the team believes in her, the coaching staff, we believe in her, but at the end of the day, like, the show must go on, and we can't wait. And so, Taylor has to grow. She's a freshman, and so she has to step up. And I thought that, and Shannon too, and this is something different from them because they're used to sitting around waiting for her to save the day. But now that's what's cool about team sports. Like someone else has to step up. And they have opportunities, and I know when I talk to them on Tuesday, I'm going to talk to them about stepping up. Like this is their opportunity. I don't think that we have a Kennedy Carter on our team. You get what I'm saying? Like you could just sit back and let her just do what she does. We're not fortunate to have one of those players on our team, so we need everybody. And when we beat Florida and we scored all those points, when you looked at the box score, it was everybody. So we can't have Crystal, Taylor, and Shannon with no points. That's going to hurt us. I thought everybody else did a great job, though.
How confident are you that you'll get a little bit more consistent of these last few games you have?
Extremely. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Right. Well, here's I'm going to give you the good news and the bad news. The bad news is I don't know who's coming to play every game. The good news is neither are a lot of teams in the SEC. So it's a crapshoot, and that's why I was saying when their number is called, they got to be ready. I've heard another team say this, that beat a big ranked team. We had to out-team them. When we beat Kentucky, not Kentucky so much, but the Florida, like that was a complete team effort. We're not going to have a night where we can say Crystal or LaCaris or Jalea carry us. We don't have those type players. You get what I'm saying? Like, Kennedy Carter was the number one player in the country. Like we don't have that. So we have to out-team people. And so we're just going to continue to give Taylor, Shannon, Crystal the confidence to do their part and everybody.
When you have Crystal, I don't like to focus on her too much, but
Yeah.
It's been like she's had 2 seasons, especially these 2 last games.
I don't think it affects so much. I mean, it's a change, and I think if you want to go through a season, you have to adjust and you have to grow. I still believe that we have some wins in us. I really do. Where? I don't know. Like I didn't know that we were going to beat Kentucky, but we beat them. So it's out there. We just have to continue. You look at the stats. We took 3 more shots than them. Right now, I'm going to focus on us limiting our fouls. If we could stop fouling, we wouldn't be having this conversation. They scored 23 points from the free throw line. What if we had cut that in half? You get what I'm saying? Like, what if they had only made 13 of them? We win the game. We win the game by 1. And then we're talking about how we shocked the world, right? So that's something that we can control. I can't control who shows up and who's going to go 7 for 7, but we can work on trying to control the shooting fouls.
Anything else? All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys. I'm going to start wearing tennis shoes because I'm way more active on the sideline.